Hello everyone, welcome back to my workshop. As many of you know, I do run hands-on workshop experience here in Essex, and I do get asked a lot of the same questions. Plus, I see the same mistakes happen again and again. So today, I am answering the most common resin questions to help you to avoid problems and get better results with your projects. So let's get started. The most common question is, why my resin is still tacky or not curing at all even after a whole week of waiting. This is one of the biggest problems I see, and usually there are a few reasons for it. Number one, incorrect mixing ratio. Resin is chemistry, and if you won't follow the guidance from the manufacturer, it simply won't cure. Don't eyeball it, always wait or measure accurately. Number two, improper mixing. Even if you measured correctly but didn't mix it thoroughly, you'll get a sort of sticky spots. Scrape the sides and the bottom of your mixing cup to avoid that. Mix slowly but consistently. Most resins need 20 to 25 degrees Celsius for the correct curing. If your room is cold, curing slows down dramatically or completely stops. If your resin is still sticky after days of curing, unfortunately it won't fix itself magically. Sometimes you can recoat. Sometimes you need to remove and restart, but now you know how to avoid it next time. Question 2. How do I choose the right type of resin for my project? Great question, because not all resins the same. If you're doing deep pour, like river table, use deep pour epoxy resin. Literally anything thicker than 10 ml, even a board like this, you should go for deep pour resin to avoid overheating and cracking. Coasters, jewelries, small silicone molds, use casting resin. You shouldn't go any thicker than 10 ml in one go. Coating surfaces, glossy finish, go for tabletop epoxy. Always read the label, and when in doubt, contact the manufacturer. Or just drop me a line, I will be happy to help. Question 3. Why do I get bubbles in my resin? And how to get rid of them? Bubbles appears because of mixing or pouring too fast. There's a few tips of how to fix it. Warm your resin before the mix. Just put your resin container in a warm bath, simply to make it thinner. Use the torch to pop up the bubbles that raised to the surface. And avoid humidity. Resin hates moisture. Sometimes fast curing resins don't have enough time for the resin to raise to the surface the natural way. That's why you need a vacuum chamber. Do this and your pores will be crystal clear. Question 4. Is epoxy resin safe to use, and what protection do I need? What a great question, huh? Safety first. Resin can be perfectly safe if you use it correctly. Here is what I always recommend. Wear gloves every time. Resin can irritate the skin, and repeated contact can cause allergy over the time. Top quality resins VOC free, which means it doesn't have any toxic fumes. However, well-ventilated area is essential. Work in well-ventilated areas so you won't breathe the fumes for hours. A respirator is recommended when you're sanding or cutting your resin project. A dust mask won't be enough, so use proper respiratory protection. So use a proper respirator with filters. Protect your workspace. Resin sticks to everything. To avoid destroying your workplace, use silicone mats, plastic sheeting, or disposable coverings. Always read your resin manufacturer's safety sheet. Not all brands are equal. Some of them can be more aggressive than others. And of course, keep your resin away from kids, pets, foods, or drinks. If you respect the material, resin can be absolutely safe to work with and can be an amazing creative tool. And the last question, question 5. How do I avoid overheating and cracking of the resin? This happens to me once. The phenomena called the flash cure leads to absolutely destroyed project and wasted material. This happens when you pour too thick, the resin batch is too large, or the environment is too hot, or you put too much hardener. Resin heats up while curing. It's called an exothermic reaction. It's absolutely normal, but too much heat causes cracks and spontaneous curing. So how to prevent it? Use the right resin for the deep pours. Never exceed the maximum depth guidance from your manufacturer. Work in a stable temperature room. Don't leave the freshly poured resin unattended. Use the thermometer to control the temperature. And if you see that the temperature of your curing resin goes over 40 degrees. Put on your pedestal fan. This will help to reduce the heat and save your pour. That's it, 5 of the most common resin questions answered. If you found this video helpful, hit like and subscribe. And drop your questions in the comments, because I might feature them in the next Q&A video. Thank you for watching, stay creative, and I'll see you in the next video. I'm Alex, happy crafting!